Hey Jorge, I was thinking more about the kids and their the struggles they were having, and I thought maybe the tortilla idea could help. So these are just corn tortillas. Mission, in fact, the more stale they are, the better. So the idea here is that we're talking about one tortilla. That's a whole, right? So we're getting the concept of what a whole is. Okay, so let's say, for example, and this is one that we were trying, is we'll do 1/2 plus 1/3, 1/3. I think this is a good example to start with because they were having trouble with the other ones. Okay, so to make a half, we're gonna just draw on the tortilla. I'm using Sharpies, but you don't need to use Sharpies. In fact, I'd not use Sharpies. Okay, and then we're gonna show this as 1/2. We're gonna take a different color and do the hash marks, not coloring in, because that took them forever and it made a big mess, right? Okay, so now we have a 1/2 of one whole tortilla, all right? Now let's make a third. This gets a little bit tricky because they have to find the midpoint and then draw and divide it into thirds, which they can do. They just need to practice. And I do think that this would be worth practicing. Again, we're going to take the marker, and now we have 1/3. And now they should be able to see, I can't add these together because I don't have a similar shape. I don't have that, I can't cut these up and put them together because I have a different. So the idea would be, is that they need to get this into the same smaller or parts as this, right? So this has 3. So what you might want to do is tell them, okay, well, draw the same lines that you see here, right? And oh, it looks like it's going to be 6, right? Okay, now we have 6 and 6, so they're divided up. Take scissors, and we need to make another one that looks just like that, but doesn't have any, anything shaded, right? And we're going to do our same thing again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we can cut the pieces out of our other tortillas and arrange them. All right, so that's done with that. And then we're going to do this one, the 1/2. Like this, and like this, and like this. And now we see 5/6. I think this will help them get the concept because they were struggling with the idea of one whole. And everybody can figure out that one tortilla is one whole. And now I'm cutting it up. And they could even do other ones where you're asking them to divide. Obviously you could do, I've run out of tortillas here, sorry. But you could start easy ones with like 1/2 and 1/2. Oh, those still have, so then you'd see that it's all covering, so that's one whole tortilla, a half plus a half. So they've got a long way to go to really get this concept, but I think that this idea would definitely give them a better start and conceptually. And maybe you would just want to do this on the document camera and then let them use some simple examples. But they have to get the idea that the parts need to be equal so they can add them up. Anyway, and then later on, of course, what we would do is they need to start thinking about lowest common denominator or lowest common multiple. And for that, oops, sorry, I'll just use some graph paper I got here. I always like to arrange it like this so they can say, okay, my denominators aren't equal, right? Maybe put some numbers here and then just start counting up by that number, right? and say, okay, what did it take you to get to there, right? And then we're going to rewrite this over here, sorry, and it's going to be times 2 and 2 to get 3/6. And over here, we had to multiply it by 3. So then 1/2 times 3 over 3 equals 3/6. Whoops, sorry, what did I do? Oh, 2/6 there, sorry. All right. So then now we can add these up and we get 5/6. So sometimes arranging them in different ways rather than doing something like this, like vertically, because then they have trouble following out the steps. I mean, I didn't do this very accurately, but you get the idea. Okay, I hope that helps. Maybe you can share out how they're doing. Okay, bye-bye.